Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Seller Podcast. This is episode number 724 and session number 228 of Ask Scott. This is where I answer your questions here on the podcast, and I'm going to do it again here today. And today, well, I'm right back to where I was the last time you listened, and that is sitting out by the pool. And yes, this was my day to batch record here, and that's what I'm doing here. To be honest with you, though, I just got off of a call. It's a really good call, by the way, and some things that I'm going to be working on here for actually just after the event. I'll probably be announcing here relatively soon, but that call was amazing. And just a little side note here, your network is everything, because when you're putting yourself out there and meeting like-minded people or people that have different strengths than you do, or you have different strengths than they do, magic can happen. And today, well, actually, magic, I think, is going to happen because we talked about working together, and I think it's going to be amazing. So anyway, little side note here for you. Networking is huge. So if you get a chance to go to a live event, or if you have a chance to go to a meetup locally, or something with even just entrepreneurs, not even just people that are selling e-commerce or whatever, get around those people. This guy that I'm talking about right now is not in the e-commerce space, but he's got a skill set that will, well, I can't give too much away. It will definitely help me and a project that we're going to work on together, and then also you guys, because I'm going to be sharing it here on the podcast. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. Now, today, I'm going to be answering a question that came in from YouTube. So if you guys are wanting to ask one of your questions on YouTube, all you got to do is comment on one of the videos over there, and you can do that. Or if you want to ask a question and send in your voicemail, all you have to do is head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do it right there. And just leave your first name and where you're tuning in from, and then that question. That's all you got to do. All right, so yes, I'm back at it again, planning for Brand Accelerator Live. Depending on when you're listening to this, we are 5 days away from Brand Accelerator Live. Cannot believe we are that close. And if you guys are attending, I will be seeing you very, very, very soon. And I've got some really amazing things planned, some amazing guests and some speakers and sessions and life-changing moments. Like, it's going to be epic. I cannot wait for that. And also, I wanted to remind you that on September 23rd, I am going to be announcing the big reveal here on the podcast. Now, I am going to be doing this at the live event at Brand Accelerator Live, but if you are not attending, well, you'll have to wait till the 23rd, all right? Now, some people have asked, Scott, I can't attend Brand Accelerator Live, but I would like to have a virtual pass or, recordings. Are they going to be available? And the answer is yes, they will be available. So if you want information on that, all you have to do is head over to baltickets.com, and you will get the information you're looking for right there. It will also have information about upcoming Brand Accelerator Live events. Any other details there about Brand Accelerator Live will be there on that page. So definitely make sure that you go over and check that out. And yeah, I'm just super excited about this, and I can't wait to be hanging out with a bunch of action takers at Brand Accelerator Live. It's just going to be amazing. And the cool thing about this, like I talked about networking as soon as I started this whole thing, and a lot of the things, a lot of the moments that have happened for me were because of connections or people in my life, or that have come into my life. One of them, way back in the day, is my wife. I mean, she came into my life and changed my life forever. And a lot of things, a lot of decisions that we've made along the way were together, and it's because we shared the same vision. But also, there's a lot of people that have come into my life just from me evolving and me, becoming part of another group of people that are maybe entrepreneurs, or maybe just focused on, becoming a better father or whatever, right? Like, there's different ways that we can connect with people, and you should be doing this on a regular basis. So if you're attending Brand Accelerator Live, you're going to be surrounded with, really people that are focusing on building brands that allow them to really have stability in their life and freedom in their life, and build their business around their lifestyle, but then also a skill set. that they're going to be able to take away as they're building this brand as well. So just keep that in mind. Always keep your eyes and ears open to a group or people or just even a person that you want to connect with, because you never know where that will lead. And that could be a take action moment, as I've been calling them, that changes your life forever, or at least a part of the journey. So definitely consider that. And really start looking for that. Get yourself out there a little bit. All right. So, and speaking to that, inside of our Brand Accelerator Live Facebook group, we've already got people that are attending and they're introducing themselves, which is just amazing. Also, some of the speakers, and one of them, Jamie Masters from Eventual Millionaire, she's going to be speaking, and she was one of our last announcements. She actually jumped in and basically did an intro and asked if anybody had any questions, and just gave a little bit of a background about her. So that's what's cool about being in events that are really building community, because that's what we're doing here. Like Brand Accelerator Live, I believe, is we're building a community. It's a smaller community than maybe the big, group of the podcast, but I just want you to understand, like, these things are so darn powerful. And I just want to thank Jamie again publicly for doing that. I know she's busy. I know, some people look at her as like, well, she's way up here. She's at a high level. She's talking to millionaires every day and billionaires, and she is, but she's just a down to earth person and just an awesome person. But connections are everything. And I just want you guys to really take that away. All right. So with that all being said, let's jump into today's question. And I'm going to read it to you, and then I've got a list of things here that I want to make sure that I touch on, because it's important that we go down this road with what I'm about to share with you. All right, so the question, again, came in from YouTube, and I hope I'm going to pronounce the first name right. It's Hanif, I believe it is. And this is what the question was. Scott, what do I post in my Facebook group for a contest? So this way here, I can grab email addresses and get email addresses. And that's the gist of it. Okay. And so what he's really asking is like, how do I present it to my Facebook group? Now, you might not have a Facebook group. This is still going to apply with what I'm going to share with you. And one of the easiest ways to build an email list, which you should be doing, by the way, is to do a contest. Like right out of the gate, do a contest, do a giveaway. It does a whole bunch of things for your market. It adds goodwill to your market. It puts something good out there into the marketplace. And I'm talking about a contest like where they're going to win something physical, something like a physical product or an ultimate package, like an ultimate fishing package or an ultimate Pilates package, whatever, right? Come up with something that's going to get their attention, and it's going to be perceived as a big value to them and a good resource. So I always say that's first and foremost. But you need to listen to your market first. Now, if you already have a Facebook group, you should already know what that is, or you can ask them, hey, I'm thinking about doing a contest for the month of September. What would be an amazing giveaway that you would love to see? And then let them tell you. And you might have people that say 3 or 4 different things. Maybe take all 3 or 4 and add them to one contest. Now they've told you what they want. If you have an email list, you can ask them the same thing. Hey, I'm thinking about doing a giveaway in the month of September to celebrate, all of us bass fishing experts out there or masters. Hey, what would you like to see in this contest? Let them tell you. And then you say, hey, because you guys voiced your opinions, this is what I decided to do. And then you do it. Okay. So you really want to make sure that it's something that they actually want, not what you think they want. What do they want? All right. And like I said, think about your market, the ultimate bass fishing kit. That would be a good one, right? And that could be a tackle box and a net, and it could be maybe it's even a depth finder or something, or a small trolling motor or whatever, right? Like come up with something that's like, wow, that's a pretty awesome thing. And the thing is when you're doing this, you want to then. It's funny that we're talking about like the bass fishing market, because a lot of times you fish in a pond or a lake. You want to find the right pond, right? So you might have to cast it into different ponds before you see which pond is going to be the one where the fish are biting, right? In this case, your market. So you want to make sure you know what that is. Now, you've already started building a Facebook group, it sounds like. So it sounds like you already have done this, but you also want to go out there and find other Facebook groups or other Facebook pages that align with your market, that possibly, going back into the networking thing, that you could reach out to and say, hey, I love your content. Would you like to work together? I could share on your page and you can share on my page, or vice versa, or however that would work. I think I screwed that up. You can post on my page. I'll post on your page. That's what I meant. You see what I'm saying? But there's got to be a value exchange there. But that there, I'm telling you, over time, the more that you build out this network of people in your market, of other somewhat influencers or people that have some type of audience or reach, that can go a long way. That's where you would post that. And that's what you would, that would be part of your strategy for getting this out to as many people as possible and getting the buzz built around that. Okay. So you want to, number one, you want to listen to what they want. Number two, you want to create the ultimate giveaway, and that should be at least $100 value or more. You want to leverage other people's groups, like I just shared with you. You want to network with that, okay? Now, the other thing that you want to do is if you're posting this in a Facebook group, you first want to post it on a Facebook page, and here's why. When you post it on a Facebook page, it allows you to share it. If you post it in a group, you can't share it. At least the time of this recording, unless Facebook's made a change, okay? So you always, even if your page isn't that active, you always want to post it there and then share it into your group. That way, if people are in your group, they can share it, okay? That's a little ninja tip there for you, all right? The other thing is when you run it on your Facebook page, it also allows you to run ads to it. If you run a Facebook, or if you run that contest directly in the Facebook group, you can't run an ad to it. Okay, so you want to run the ad to a Facebook page post. All right, that's why we want to do that. And then also what happens is naturally when you're running Facebook ads to it, you're going to also start to build up some likes just organically because people are going to like it because they like what you're doing. All right, so Facebook ads is a must when you're running a contest, I believe, even if it's $5 a day. Right? Something to kind of grease the wheels a little bit and kind of start the domino effect. All right. But you got to know those target markets, and you might want to test a few at first. And the cool thing with Facebook ads is you can just drop the line into different ponds, different targeting, and see which ones are biting. And then from there, you can take the pole and go home out of the one pond and cast another one back in the other one, maybe 2 or 3 in the one that they're biting. All right. So definitely do that. But you want to make it easy for them to share. And one way is to make sure that it's in a Facebook page, not a group. And then also you want to incentivize them to really go out there and share it. So this way here, they'll want to share it to get more entries. And a great way to do that, and we have a plugin that we created. I say we, myself and Chris Guthrie, Chris Schaefer, we were all part of the creation of this. It's where it's really creating the bare minimum of what you need to run a contest, but all of the vital parts that make it work. The countdown timer on top that says how long before the countdown is done. The pictures that is demonstrating and illustrating what they're receiving. The value, the bullet points, and then simply enter your name and email address to enter. And then immediately after that happens, it brings them to a thank you page. But on that thank you page, it says, thanks for entering your contest. You're in. You've got 1 entry. If you would like 3 more entries, all you need to do is get 3 of your friends to share this. Here's your special link. Here's some share features that you can, or some share options to share it. Go ahead, share the love. Like, that's it. So there's 2 pages technically, but there's some core components there that I went through that you want to make sure. Whether you use our plugin or not, doesn't matter. Make sure that those elements are there. Because here's the deal. If you put the time and effort into building this contest and you don't give them the ability to be able to share it and get incentivized for that, you're probably losing a ton of free traffic. Because every time that they share it in a Facebook page or a post or a group, that's extra traffic that you're getting that you didn't have to do. They self-promoted it for you because they want to get more entries. And they'll have a special tracking code inside of Giveaway Boost that we have. That was a critical part of this. All right, so that's what we want to do, all right? We want to have these simple pages set up, all right? Now, the follow-up, what does that look like? And this is where a lot of people drop the ball, to be quite honest with you. The follow-up is extremely important. The follow-up is where you then thank them in an email, and then you say, hey, thanks so much for entering. And you might even introduce yourself or who is the spokesperson of the brand or whatever. And then from there, you're going to want to then remind them of the thank you page. And all you have to do is give them a link back to that thank you page. Now, if you're using Giveaway Boost, that will automatically give them the thank you page that is theirs, okay? It won't just be a random page. It'll be theirs with a special tracking link. That's the cool part of that. Now, the other thing that you want to do is maybe a few days later is you want to then reach back out to them with a piece of content, but then also a reminder about the contest and how many days are left. Then you want to wait another 3 days, maybe 4 at the most, and then say, A little more content. A little tip. It doesn't have to be much. Hey, this past weekend I went out and I caught, a whole bucket of fish on this one jig. I wanted to show you what I used. And then, oh, by the way, here's a little reminder. Our contest is going to be ending this weekend. Whatever, right? So content / reminder of the contest ending. All right. Then from there, once the contest is over, it's very simple. Then it's like the winner is ? Subject line. And then from there, you announce the winner publicly. And then from there, you say, but because everyone couldn't win, I've got a special coupon for you guys, 25% off of our, best fishing jig of 2019 for this weekend only for the next 3 days. And then the next day, you'd email them again, and the next day you email them again, just reminding them of what you reminded them the day before, right? That's all it is. There's like 3 emails. But it's important that you give people a reason why you're doing this. Then you also remind them when the deadline is. And then from there, you remind them what the discount is that they're getting. Now, to follow that up, and this is where people drop the ball, to follow that up, almost immediately, a day or two after the contest has ended and you're done with that little push, you want to follow up with a straight piece of content or a question. Hey, it's Scott. I just wanted to check in and see what is one thing that you need help with catching more bass to win your next tournament. Hit reply, let me know. I'd love to help you. That's it. No link, no nothing. All we're looking for is interaction. We're looking for them to really email us back. And this does a couple of different things. And I'm going a little deep here. I didn't expect to, but I'm going to go a little bit deep here because, well, I can. That's why. And I want to. And I want to help you guys. So what it does is it allows them to reply back to you. And then you're manually going to write back. So this is where this is not automated. The follow-up can be automated, but the follow-up is not going to be automated, okay? This is where, the reply is not going to be automated. If someone reaches out to you and says, yes, mine is the X5000 jig, then you're going to reply back and say, oh, thanks so much. What's your favorite thing about it? I haven't heard of that one or whatever. You just have a conversation. That's all we're doing here. Or if they say, one of my biggest sticking points is I always get hung up in the weeds. Or here's one. I don't realize that in the weeds, there's also a lot of big limbs, and I always get hung up in the limbs. Even though it's weedless, I can't get through the big limbs, and I get hung up and I lose my jig, right? And that's actually something that happened to me, so that's why I'm saying that. It's kind of fresh. But I would reply back. And I'd say I would say the answer, or I would give them some feedback, or I would give them, hey, thanks for sharing that with me. That's something I've experienced too. Here's what I've done. Thanks so much for reaching out. And I might even do a video, or I might even do a blog post on this. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Have an amazing weekend and good luck fishing. Like, that's it. That's the email. And what this is doing is it's building a stronger relationship with that person. Now, again, going back to what I've said time and time again, when you have people that are on your email list, they're people. They're reading your emails. There's people on the other end there. And when they reply to you, you need to show that interaction there. You need to show that you're there because that doesn't happen, and that's where you'll stand out, okay? And eventually that could lead to a sale, all right? So this is a critical part that a lot of people don't do. Or they'll wait 3 weeks after the contest, and then the people are like, who is this person again? I forgot about them. That's why I always recommend once per week minimum. Once per week minimum, okay? As long as you're delivering content that delivers value and then a splash of a little bit of a promotion, it's fine, okay? And that's where I'm going to go next here. You want to ask questions. Don't put links in there right off the bat. Try to get a reply. And then from there, you want to really follow the 80-20. And the 80-20 is 80% content, 20% pitch, okay? So it could be like maybe one email, you're not going to put any pitch in there at all. It's just linking them over to a blog post. But in the blog post, you do mention products that they could potentially buy. So what I've done there is I've created a goodwill connection there because I send them over to a piece of content, not asking them to buy. But as they're going through that and you're demonstrating all of these great products that help you catch more fish, they might go over and click a link, and then that might turn into a sale. See? So we didn't even directly sell. Now, another email, you might be like, this one here is going to be one of the 20% that I'm going to say, hey, we're doing a special sale because it's my birthday. And for the next 3 days to celebrate, Bass Fishing Month, I'm going to give 30% off all of the bass, the bass jigs in my store. Go here before Sunday or whatever, right? That's one of the 20%. okay? And then you can do that because you've built up the goodwill bank, okay? So again, I just wanted to kind of share with you some of this stuff. I know it's not 100% like what do I post in my Facebook group for my contest? You post what they want. And then you attract them with that and getting them to raise their hand by entering their email address. And it is so important that you get the email address extracted from Facebook because we all know Facebook is a channel and a platform just like Amazon is, and we don't want all our eggs in one basket. We want to get that email as soon as we can so we have control of the communications with this person so eventually they could potentially buy. And that's really how it works. Now, you might be sitting there saying, well, Scott, this is all great and everything, but I don't even know the first thing about starting a list or building a list. Like, how do I even do it? Well, it's a simple solution to that, and I've actually created a free resource for you, totally free. You don't even have to give me your email address for this, by the way. Just go over to theamazingseller.com/build list, and you're going to see exactly how myself and Chris Schaefer built a list from scratch, and we'll show you all the ins and outs, how we set it up, and how you target, that audience and everything in between. So again, that's going to be a great start for you, and you'll understand really how to do it. So theamazingseller.com/build list. And then the other thing is, last little reminder here before we wrap this up, two things. One, if you want to ask a question and you want me to answer it here on an upcoming Ask Scott session, all you have to do is head over to theamazingseller.com/ask. Or if you're on a YouTube video, well, just go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I'll do my best to read that and answer that question on an upcoming Ask Scott session. And the other thing I wanted to remind you about is if you missed out on attending Brand Accelerator Live, well, you're not totally out of luck because we are making a virtual ticket available. And depending on when you're listening to this, they will be available. So if I was you, I would head over to baltickets.com. Again, that's baltickets.com for all the information on how you can get access to a virtual ticket. And you can sit through the entire event and what you missed out on. And maybe next year you'll attend because you should, because there's nothing like being there live. Trust me. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up. As always, guys, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to. Come on, say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode.